A stone bridge without a foundation should fail. It should tilt, crack, and slide into the river. But some of the oldest bridge photos show the opposite. A pier standing in moving water like it was pinned to the earth. Here's the contradiction. If the foundation is missing, the bridge shouldn't be here. If the foundation is present, why does it refuse to show itself? There's a photo dated around 1860 that looks ordinary until you zoom in on the riverbank. A stone bridge spans the water with thick piers and clean arches. At the waterline, there's no visible footing, no spread base, no stepped stones flaring outward. The pier appears to rise straight out of the riverbed, like it was planted there, and the edges still look sharp, even after years of current pressing against them. If this bridge had nothing under it, you'd expect movement. But the pier sits still. The official explanation is straightforward. The foundations are underwater, buried, or built with timber piles and cofferdams. Rivers were diverted. Beds were dredged. Stone was laid below the mud line where cameras and visitors would never see it. That explanation accounts for some things, but not this. In a surprising number of low-water photos and repair shots, the same straight-out-of-the-bed look remains. Even when the river drops, the base still doesn't widen. What's missing here is the expected evidence of the foundation process itself. And there's another complication that shows up early. Modern repairs often add concrete around the base. Collar, a skirt, protective wrap. After that, the original contact point between stone and riverbed is gone. That doesn't prove anything. It just means the most important evidence is often the first thing to disappear. So where is the foundation, and why does it never show itself? Now put a person next to these bridges. The arches are tall enough to swallow a wagon. The deck is wide enough for traffic patterns that didn't exist yet. The stones are heavy, uniform, and repeated like they came from a system. This isn't decoration. This is load management. You can see it in the cutwaters that split the current. You can see it in the tight seams between blocks. You can see it in how the arch rings meet the piers with clean geometry. That level of control suggests planning, not guesswork. And guesswork usually fails. This didn't. Some bridges include details that feel almost too practical. Drain outlets placed in consistent intervals. Access openings in the sidewalls, like someone expected inspection from the inside. Stone patterns that seem aimed at directing force, not just looking neat. These are functional choices. They suggest the builders understood water, load, and long-term stress. So the foundation question becomes louder, not quieter. So where is the foundation, and why does it never show itself? Once you notice it in one place, it becomes harder to ignore elsewhere. The same visual pattern appears across different regions. Fast rivers, slow rivers, flood zones, piers that look like vertical columns rising out of mud and stone. It's not proof of anything. It's repetition. And repetition is what makes the eye stop trusting coincidence. Some cases get stranger when the river level changes over time. If water drops and exposes more of the pier, you'd expect a stepped base to appear. Sometimes it doesn't. Instead, you see more vertical stonework, then sediment, then bedrock. That suggests two possibilities. Either the foundation is deeper than anyone expects, or the pier itself continues downward in the same geometry, like a single solid element. If that's true, the foundation might not look like a foundation at all. And that raises a different kind of question. If these piers extend far below grade, how were they set accurately in moving water? How did they keep alignment, season after season, while the river fought back? So where is the foundation, and why does it never show itself? This is where the archives should settle things. and instead they often create a second mystery. Early descriptions can be oddly vague. A bridge is praised, funded, and celebrated, but the foundation work gets a short phrase. Sometimes just built on a firm bed or secured in the usual manner. Later records, especially closer to the late 1800s and beyond, change tone. Suddenly reports track scour depth, undermining, reinforcement, concrete collars. The language becomes technical. The foundation becomes the main topic, like it should have been all along. That contrast matters. Early, confident, brief, almost casual. Later, detailed, worried, measured. What kind of shift makes foundations start getting described like a problem when older bridges were presented like certainty? There's also a naming issue that keeps resurfacing. Some people call these Tartarian bridges. The name matters less than the pattern. A repeated visual, massive stone, clean geometry, and a base that stays hidden. And once modern restoration enters the story, the pattern becomes harder to test. Concrete collars cover the waterline. Riverbanks get regraded. Channels get reinforced. The bridge remains, but the evidence becomes sealed behind protection. No accusation is needed here. Even normal maintenance can erase the very thing you'd want to study. There's a quiet kind of disappearance. Not the bridge vanishing, but the bridge becoming harder to read. So the uncomfortable questions stack slowly. If these bridges had normal foundations, why do so many images fail to show the expected widening? If timber piles were common, why do driving logs and counts so often feel absent or thin? If cofferdams were routine, why do finished bridge photos dominate while temporary works rarely appear? And then there's the human gap. A bridge suggests large crews, strong organization, and precise timing. Yet the documentation trail can feel light for something so heavy. Monuments you can touch, paired with processes you can barely trace. Maybe the most unsettling part is how stable the bridges are. They sit in the current like the river is the weaker thing. They don't just cross water. They cross a gap in our historical memory. If you've seen a stone bridge where the piers seem to rise straight out of the river, leave what you noticed in the comments. And if you want to stay close to this investigation, you can like, subscribe, and follow along.